So, first things first, what do we want to go look at?
The comet.
You want to go look at the comet?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Voyager has a section called On the Fly, which is just you going in and manually putting stuff in. So in this case, I can hit comets. And we put in, so it's comet 25, 6, right?
Right.
Let's do find on that, so he's got them. I click on, so it's now put the right ascension declination coordinates in. It's not gonna be the best view in this telescope, it'd be better in the other one, but that's fine, we'll go look at it anyway. You can see he's now
Yeah.
moving over to where the comet is, so it's gonna be pretty low,
It's 24 degrees above that, right?
so not too, better than it was the other night,
Yeah.
it was like 18 not too long ago, so that's actually not that bad. All right, so he is now pointed at the comet. I've got 5-second exposure set on this, so I'll take a quick camera shot. Get rid of these. So there's the comet. It's not very good focus, but we'll fix that here in a second.
But comets sometimes are hard to focus anyway.
Well, it's going to focus the stars. It doesn't care about the comet.
Okay.
So it's going to go focus on the stars. So I have 3 different ways I can focus. I can focus what they call local field, where it looks at the entire picture, and then it just starts taking averages of what the half flux diameter of each star is, and then it makes a change, and it checks it again, makes a change, checks it again. And it just runs that process and then creates this V curve where it's out of focus, it's in focus, and then it's back out of focus.
Exact way a person does it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's basically just finding the bottom end of that curve where
Bracketing.
the star is as small as he can make it, and that's focus.
It's a flux capacitor, is that what you?
Yes, that's exactly right. So it also can do it by 1 star, which is what I normally do for the bigger scope, because for some reason he just doesn't like doing the field focus. The small one loves it, and he tunes up pretty good. So I am running a focus routine right now. You can see the logs running through. He's slewed over to a star. He was 18 arc seconds out, so he's pointing a little bit better. And now he's starting to take pictures, and we're going to get a screen with a single star in it here any second. So now he's pointed. So what he's done is he's rotated the focus out, and now he's going to slowly start to turn it back. So it's physically a device that I replaced the knob, stuck it on there, put a USB cable into it, and now I can control it via this automation software.
We have finally the power.
Well, not as much as we used to. I had 2 focusers of the same manufacturer on one telescope because I had 2 different scopes. I had a wide field and a wider field, and they just conflicted somehow. So every time we lost power, it'd come up and go, "Oh, I'm at 0." It's like, no, you're not. You're at like 9,000 and change, steps along that focuser. So you can see my half flux diameter right there. It's up to 4, which isn't too bad this early in the evening.
Yeah, it looks pretty clear to me.
Okay, so now he's happy with that, and he's going to go back and point back at the comet. So what he slewed off to a star that he likes, focused on it. Now he's going to slew back to the actual comet. So now it is pointed back at the comet. We'll take another quick shot, and this should be significantly more focused. So those are the test shots, and there's a 5-second shot. So not too bad. You can start to see a little detail in there. So let's jack this up a little bit higher. Let's go about, let's do 30 seconds. So kind of interesting.
It's a good moment.
So there's a 30-second.
So
So not too bad. These things, that's a satellite. Believe it or
I'll
not.
check it out.
So there's tons of satellites roaming around the sky, especially at this time of night. They're easy to see. And this isn't the best view of this. This is not even debayered. So this is a standard color camera. So each pixel has a color filter on it. So it's an RGB pattern. So if you look at it like a square, you've got a red filter, a green filter, and a blue filter. So each one of those takes its own picture, and then you have to debayer that, because that's called a Bayer pattern. You debayer that pattern. So the camera is 26 megapixels, but the color is 13. It's literally half. Now, if you can tell the difference between the color resolution, good luck. It's actually pretty hard to do. But when you're really digging in on these astro photos, every once in a while you're like, this seems a little softer than this one. And what it is that was shot with a black and white camera, and this was shot with color camera. So this way you shoot red frames, green frames, blue frames, and you combine each pixel individually. Whereas this camera, you have to take a square of 4 pixels to equal blue or green or red or whatever it's going to be.
So why is green? Is it less sensitive to our eyes that we get?
You know, I think historically it's got to do with the fact that there's a lot of green on the planet, and they just thought that made more sense.
Okay.
But your camera in your phone, and the camera, if you've got a, like that camera right there, has an RGB pattern. I'm gonna pull one of these into here. And then we'll do a quick stretch on it, and you'll see it literally looks black and white. Because technically it is black and white. So it's just a black and white frame, right? Each one of these pixels does represent something, it just hasn't done that work yet. So you've got this black and white frame. So I can run a process to debayer that. I'm gonna hit that button, and it's gonna debayer this picture. And what I'm gonna get back is a color picture. You notice it's green? Right? It's green because there's 2 green pixels for every red pixel and every blue pixel. So it's a little greenish in this particular sense. Let's see if this works over this. So that part's working okay. So I have all these databases downloaded, but every once in a while it wants to go out the internet to get some data. But hopefully this should work and I won't have a problem. So what I'm doing right now is I'm solving the image so that this application knows where it's pointed. Because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and fix the color based upon the star colors. So he's going to look at the star colors all across this field, and he's going to try and adjust those star colors so that they're correct. Because he knows what color they are in the database.
Okay.
He's got a database of all these colors. So this is spectrophotometric color calibration. So that looks okay, so he's solved that reason. So now when I stretch that out, he doesn't look so green. Right, so now you can kind of see there's some reds in here and some other stuff. Now granted, I mean it's just one frame, and that's really stretched hard to see anything out of it. I'll show you what that looks like once it's processed. Right, so once it's processed, that's what it looks like.
Wow.
So it's a pretty cool data. Single frame is pretty underwhelming, but this is a lot of frames.
Wow.
So that's probably about 140, 150 frames. So you just, the contrast stacks up basically. So let's go back to comments. And that is C2025, is it R2?
I think it was.
I think it's our,
Okay, let's see. There we go. So it's funny, it's like, I wonder if this has all this comet data in it. And you go to this page for Voyager and it's like, would you like to download the latest comet data? I'm like, yes, I would. And all of a sudden it's all there. It's like, cool.
Where's it come from? Like NASA or some?
There's a database online, and it's a single text file, and it's got it all in there. And you just click on it, it loads it in, and now it's
updates
there.
that?
I don't know, probably some
Some
government
volunteers.
agency.
Oh, okay.
It's probably something government-wise. Size pixels. So that's not too bad. That's 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's definitely faint.
So he's done.
Yeah, there you go.
So different sounds for done, so that's not too bad. That's actually got some detail to it. As you can see, it's very noisy for a single frame. I'd say that's
Yeah, looks like a
definitely a
feet.
little bit of tail right there, yeah.
Yep.
So not too bad. Oh, not bad at all. Focus could be off a little bit. So the one thing is these instruments are pretty sensitive to temperature. It's a metal tube and it's glass. So when the temperature changes, the focus changes. So first things first, I wait until it's safe. And if you look right here, this says safe. And I'm getting that from my weather system. So I have a weather system, so this is a cloud watcher, and he currently is in status safe, which is a reflection of that status safe right there. So everybody is happy. It is currently clear. There is an infrared temperature gauge pointed a little bit north, and he's looking at the sky. So currently the sky temperature is minus 26 degrees. So the sky is very cold. Wind speed's pretty low, registering 0 at the moment. That's pretty shocking. And the moisture
this is
sensor is
Wyoming?
dry. Yeah, this is Wyoming.
Okay, just
supposedly.
checking. Just checking.
Supposedly this is Wyoming. Usually what I
Lying.
do is I have this pulled up, and I also pull up the all sky camera. And yes, I have all these stupid things memorized. So the live view, so this is the live view of the sky right now. The observatory's right here. You can see the roof's off. Right, so that's right there. Okay, so that's why this particular thing is safe. And if I was to run this script, he would run because everything's safe. Next thing is the startup for the observatory. So he opens the roof, which is that command. And if that works, he jumps out of that block and just runs. But if it doesn't work, I use Telegram, and he sends me basically 3 texts. He runs through the sequence 3 times, and if it doesn't work, I've got all these alerts on my phone to say, hey, the damn roof didn't open. Right, so it's a pretty big deal, because if the roof doesn't open, I can't move the telescopes. Well, I can move the other one, but it's not gonna see anything. It's just gonna see the ceiling. So once the roof is open, the next thing he does is he cools off the camera. So I start a few things early. The sequence will do it too, but it's easier to do it here, because by the time the sequence starts to run, he's got his focus routine. Then he goes in and checks the camera. He says, are you cooled or not? And if he is, then we'll just start taking pictures. If it's not, he sits there and he waits, and he churns and churns and churns. So if I start him early, I don't have to wait. That relay, this particular one, is this application. Okay, so this controls a Pegasus power box, which is sitting on top of the telescope. It's a pretty lightweight box, but it's got USB ports, it's got power ports, some other stuff. So one of the things that I can do is I can operate that power box, and this is the actual power box itself. So it's got a 12-volt output, it's got an adjustable output for 5 volts. You can change it wherever you like. I had it on 5 volts because that's what my solar filament is. But the other switch is right here called auto do. So what I'm doing with that command is I'm doing this client, that deal, which is turn on the dew heaters. Because at some point that glass is going to reach temperature, the dew's going to match that temperature, and then you're done. If I can keep the temperature slightly above that, then I will not do. And if you had a guide camera, you'd put one on that one too, but I don't. He opens the flat device, he unparks, and then he homes the telescope. Or he homes the mount, technically. Then he waits for a specific altitude to get to 20 degrees, and then he runs the sequence. And the sequence is what I showed you earlier. So that's the process of a night startup. That's what he does. I just hit the button, run the script, and it all happens. Now, I'm paranoid enough that I watch it after I hit the button, because I still got some gremlins here and there. But one of the interesting things about this is, so here's the shutdown block when he's done. So he basically parks the telescope, he turns off the heaters, turns off the dew heaters, does everything else, and then when he's happy with that, he closes the roof. So when I get up in the morning, I've got a hard drive full of pictures and a sealed observatory with everything turned on. So pretty slick. But he also has some other stuff. So I have emergency exit, I've got suspends, and I've got, the last one is resume down here. So if it gets cloudy, I make the system go into suspend. So he doesn't turn off the camera, he doesn't cool, or he doesn't warm the camera up, he doesn't turn off the dew heaters. He basically just parks the scope and closes the room. Because I don't know if it's gonna rain or what it's gonna do, but at some point, if the temperature rises to a certain point, the sky temperature, not the ambient, if the sky temperature rises to a certain point, he will suspend. And in this setup form under weather, I've given it some basically expectation. So clouds, if it's unknown, exit, be done, get out. Whatever's going on, you know, if you can't tell, then I don't have a weather system, and I'm not cool with the thing to be open and not knowing what the weather is. So we gotta go fix the weather system, whatever that is. When it's clear he's okay, or resume, so he can resume after a certain period of time. Cloudy is suspend, and very cloudy is suspend. So he just goes into a suspend mode and he waits. And if at any point he goes back into clear for 20 minutes, he will open back up, repoint the telescope, refocus, and start taking pictures. And there's nothing more satisfying than knowing, like at 10 o'clock where it says like, hey, everything's closed. I'm like, whatever, go to bed. Get up in the morning and I've got 4 or 5 hours worth of data. Because it cleared back up, it reopened the roof, repointed everything, and did its job. That's really satisfying, I have to admit. And I've just set basic variable things for wind, rain, and I don't care about light. If it's light outside, I don't care. Because I do solar stuff in there as well, so I don't need it to be telling me it's unsafe and I won't do things. There. So he is putting that telescope into a park. He has closed the cover. As you can see, that cover is now closed. One of the things he also does is, as part of the deal, when he's finished, as part of shutdown, he will close that cover, turn on the light, and take flat frames, so that I have calibration frames to get the dust out of my pictures in the morning as well. So it's pretty sexy when it all works. So these two mounts are both the same manufacturer. One is much higher capacity than the other one. So the little one's like a Ferrari, and this is like a dump truck. It's like, that's about the speed they move. All right, so this one's done. So let's go ahead and look at M31.
Yep.
There's a couple ways you can do it. One is I can just physically stuff it in there. I can click on planets or whatever, or I can load particular things. In this case, I can just hit find. Hit M31. Find it. Use. So now that's my new target in there. Yep.
I'm just sitting here looking at this and remembering when I was in the second grade, sitting in the cafeteria, school cafeteria, watching, the first stuff that they showed us up in the sky when they had, that was a long time ago.
Somebody
in the
needs some
50s.
focus.
And I'm sitting here going, oh my God. Control this.
When you're not around, we take a picture of Starfield and put it on the inside of your cover.
So what I can do, and what's really nice about this software is I just hit the go-to button, but I can come down here and hit precise point to target, And what it'll do is it takes a picture and then it plate solves it. And then it adjusts the mount until it's where it's exactly needs to be. So let's hit that button. And now he's gonna start taking test shots.
Saturn's 32 degrees above altitude, so it should be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine. So he's gonna start taking shots and plate solving them, and then he's gonna make adjustments until the mount goes where he needs to go. So he's out of the 18 arc-second range. So he's gonna make a slight adjustment. So that's the last picture it took. So you can see 31, then there's what, 30, is this 32 or is this one 32? I never remember.
32 is the one closest to us.
So that's 32. So same deal, he pointed, he wasn't within 18 arc seconds, so now he's gonna make adjustments until it is. And these are our frames that it's using to make the adjustment. So you can see it literally just moved up. In the previous frame it was down, and then this next frame it's up. So now it's centered it, and it's happy with that. So let's throw a little more time on that.
Well, it's quite a difference between what you process versus what we're looking at right now, too.
Well, yeah.
It's
I
just
mean,
unbelievable how
I've
good
got
that.
hours worth of data.
Yeah,
on this,
just,
and now
it's
we're looking at
amazing.
like 30 seconds worth of data, and it's just not enough data,
Yeah.
right? So that's, and M33 is a good target because I actually have some frames, but we can look at, this is what M33 looks like, you know, in 30 seconds. But if you look at M33 after you process it, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, that is not, that's just crazy. But that's not too bad for 30 seconds. But I got M33 over here. And if I pull into this application,
Yeah.
and I grab M33, throw it over here.
How big are
I think
these
I
files?
think this PC is a little bit challenged these days with fixing
More
site.
like 5 megabytes a piece
Is
or
it-
something.
Really? That's probably
No,
smaller
no,
than I
no.
thought.
This is 315 megs.
Oh, 315, okay, that's-
your
that's
crop-
more.
auto crop one.
This is the finished
Okay.
Yeah, the individual
Full
ones are
RGB.
about 5 megs a piece.
Yeah.
setup.
I can see
So
why it takes that long to
Let
load.
me photo color correct that. This was taken with the 91 millimeter, not this big scope, because M33 is huge.
Big. Yeah.
It's not as big as 31, but it's good size.
Yeah.
So once I've got that cleared out,
Wow.
that's what it looks like. So,
Yeah.
and that's not even hard process. That's just a quick stretch with the application.
Wow.
You could make that a lot better.
That's still amazing.
But you saw the difference. So you've got this versus.
Yeah, it seemed like you could see a
So
little of it
that's your
faint.
comparison. This is 30 seconds,
Yeah.
and that is all night long, 6-7 hours worth.
Wow.
So it makes a difference how much data you collect. So pretty nice.
Really good. Yeah.
But you guys are welcome.
I like your processed ones better for looking at.
Well, understand.
But yeah, but
I mean, the collecting of the data is
the principle of it.
kind of the hard part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
just-
that's where everything has to go right.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
get
some of
it,
your,
but the end result's nice.
Some of your stuff is unbelievable.
Did you say you could get Andromeda or?
Yeah, we had that.
We
earlier.
had it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was-
We had it in
Yeah.
the smaller one. So let's go back there. So in this particular one, let's go ahead and pull up. Yeah, it's.
But
it's
you can
almost
see
a whole
the
degree.
you can
1
see
degree,
the kind of the haziness off to the kind of up
Yeah, so
the
there's
north
there's
left.
M110 right here.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you can see that.
So and these are just the sync pictures. So these are real quick,
Yeah.
real fast. So that just tells you how bright this is. So
Is it
32 is
32?
right here.
Okay,
That's 32.
Yep, and this is 110.
right there.
That's
Yeah.
31 right there. So we'll give that a little bit more time and we'll see. You'll be shocked at how much smoother it gets. Because right now, the biggest issue right now is noise. Right? It's just noisy. It's a noisy frame. and it's not very well
You
focused.
should have your own database,
Looks
M1,
like
but
there's
M stands for
another
Marty.
one
Yeah,
over here.
Messier.
Well, just, I mean, you gotta think, that's such an amazing story. It's like, I'm gonna point at the sky and I'm gonna look for things that move. And every time something doesn't move, I'm just gonna give it a number. So that I don't go back to it and go, is that the same thing? It's like, no, I numbered that. That's done. And now it turns out, these are the brightest, most beautiful things in the sky. And he was just chucking them. This is garbage. I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want it. It's absolute
Oh,
garbage.
boy.
So there's 60 seconds
Yeah, it's
worth,
gotten better.
right? So it gets pretty damn good,
Damn.
pretty damn fast,
What's
especially
the
with a
other
brighter
one
target.
down there? That's-
What?
Well, there's another one down here in the lower.
Yeah, this is Messier 110.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
one-
This is
110, I can
Messier
think of that.
31, and this is.
Okay.
Ah.
There's
I-
actually a
I'm
cluster.
sorry.
Is it?
I think it's right here. There's actually a
Yeah,
name
I'm all
cluster.
I
confused.
see a dark stripe beneath the center of.
Yeah, right here.
Is that dust lanes or what is that?
Yeah, it's just dust lane.
Cool.
So Curtis and I, the guy with in Utah with the ridiculous observatory, used to be in Laramie, and he had a 12-inch f7 or was it f8?
7.
I don't know. It was a long, huge reflector. So you had to get up on a ladder to look through it.
Oh, like yours.
But he had it in an observatory in a dome over in Laramie, and we spent the night right here finding globular clusters inside.
Oh,
Really?
looking through, right?
Wow.
Right, so
No kidding.
they're numbered and you can find them, and you've got
Gee.
charts. You're like, okay, I found globular cluster G1
Oh, man.
in M30.
So is it M31 or is it on the other side of M31?
No, they're inside of
They're
M31.
inside, okay.
They're in the
They're
arc.
part of it.
Part of the galaxy.
Yeah, they're part of it.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah,
Yeah.
finding globular clusters inside of another
Wow.
galaxy, that was a pretty cool night.
How far is M31 from us?
I don't know, ask her.
How far is M31
These are
from
not
us?
things I
About
know.
2 million light years.
2 million, okay.
Not things I know.
It's on a collision course.
I know. I heard it's coming towards us.
I'm really
take
shocked
measure
how
out
well
that
this has
far.
worked using my phone as a hotspot here. I'm actually really happy with that. That's worked out
Can you look
severely
at the
well.
moon too, or no?
It's already set.
It's probably
It's-
set
yeah,
by
it's
now.
right
It was
set.
almost down when we left the house.
Yeah.
What's it look like? What can you see?
It's
Craters?
not bad. So when you're shooting, like, if you're going to look at the sun or you're going to look at solar system stuff, it's really better to shoot video, high frame rate video. So when I shoot the sun, I shoot anywhere between 64 frames per second and like 120 frames per second, depending upon how much of the camera chip sensor I'm using. So what I'll do is I'll shoot 20 seconds worth of video, which gets me somewhere near 3,000 frames. And then I'll go through and pick out the best 200. Now, I have a piece of software to do that, I don't do it.
Yeah.
But I pick out the best 200 frames and I let it stack those 200 frames. And then you get a nice, reasonably clear picture of the sun. So like, here's from today. So I took these shots earlier today. So they don't blow up real well because the
Yeah.
sensors kind of, but when you get down to here,
Wow.
they actually come off pretty good. But that's 64 frames per second and just using the best 200 frames. And you do the same for planets. Like if we could find Saturn, we would do the same thing. We would shoot video and then we would process that video to take like the best frames, and then you get a nice clear picture of it. Otherwise, it's just a smear, right? Because it's doing this, right? When you're trying to look at it, even the sun is sitting there boiling like this. You can see it just boiling while you're doing it, and that's not because the sun's moving. It's because that's the scene that you're looking through, right? It's just not very clear. So if you shoot, the term's called lucky imaging. So you shoot a crap ton of frames at a really high rate, and hopefully one of those, or two of those, or hopefully 200 of them, get a nice clear view of the sun. And then you stack those very clear 200 ones. On a crappy day, you may only keep 100. But it's literally, the term is called lucky imaging. And that's what you're trying to do is find one clear piece of sky where you got a quick frame of it. And then you try and stack the best ones. So yeah, I don't shoot planets and all that stuff. I use a different application, which knows how to run your camera at those high frame rates. And then your camera's got to be capable of it too. So I have a little solar camera that is capable of about 120 frames per second. So I'm getting a new one that'll go to 160. So even better. Let's do the dumbbell in. I've shot some planetary nebulas that are like 4 nights in before you start to see anything. So, you know, I mean, just crazy amounts of hours, like 24 some hours worth of data before you actually get an image. So, I mean, like you take the first night, you're like, if I squint hard enough, I think I can tell there's a shape in there, right? Because it just levels of gray at that point. Then 2 nights in, you're like, oh, I can see an edge, you know, but there's no detail in it. Then 3 nights in, you're like, this is starting to look like something, and then eventually you're like, I want to shoot something else. I'm tired of this. So it does take a little bit of patience, that's for sure. All right, so there's a quick alignment shot. So let's do, what do I have in here? 16.
That's pretty good.
Let's do, yeah, certain targets work better on certain scopes for sure. So this 156 is like a sniper rifle, right? I mean, it's a really tiny field of view, and then the 91 is not bad, but it's still the equivalent of a 540 millimeter camera lens. So it's pretty zoomed in. I do have a 135 millimeter Samyang lens, which I know it sounds like crap, but it's the sharpest goddamn lens you've ever seen in your entire life. And I've got a camera on that, and it shoots beautiful images. The only problem is the camera has, it's a front lit sensor, so it has an amplifier bloom on it. So you have to calibrate that out, and sometimes that calibrates well out, and sometimes it doesn't. I could get a better camera for it, but then again, it costs a ton of money. So as you can see, focus has drifted. Look at that, focus is terrible. So let's go ahead and focus with a star. Do a quick focus run. Even that's setting pretty quick. I mean, we're nice and high right now, but look how fast that's going down. So that's all Milky Way stuff, starting to come on down, all summer stuff. Especially when there's 2 of them running.
Which object is this?
This is the Ring Nebula M57. So
South.
not too bad, but once again, it's
That's kind of what I was
in black
thinking,
and
but I
white.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, wow.
But that's not too bad.
It's coming out.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a reasonably bright object. It's just really small.
Yeah.
I mean, it is quite small. So let's go hit M27. M27 is a little brighter. God, that's going to be even lower than the Ring, isn't it?
No.
Oh, hey, check it out.
So these are just the sync frames to get it pointed. So once it's pointed, then we'll throw 60 seconds on it, see what we get out of it.
This dumbbell.
Yep.
Yeah.
So definitely a little bigger. There's a lot going on in the dumbbell too.
Is that a nebula? I mean, supernova. What is it?
Planetary nebula.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just a bunch of gas.
Right, so the star ran out of hydrogen, so it went. Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Not tracking pretty well over there, but see little streaky stars there.
Yeah.
They should be pinpoints, but that's okay.
Stretch my legs.
Not every frame's perfect. So that's the fun part, is right now I'm not guiding any of this. The mounts are good enough that I just point at the sky and tell it to take pictures. And they're tracking well enough that I don't throw, I mean, I'm throwing more frames away on hers, but I think some of that is because there's some camera tilt in there on that 91 millimeter. It seems like I've got the camera tilt pretty good on this, so I'm pretty much sharp stars, corner to corner, middle, all of it, so I'm pretty happy with it.
So the tilt's that mechanical adjustment.
Yeah, there's 3 screws on the camera, so you can physically tilt the camera around. Now, granted, I'm talking microns, right? You know, you
A
wouldn't.
little bit. It's like tap it.
Yeah, you
Loosen tap.
well, it's got a push and a pull screw set, so you loosen that, tighten that one, and then take another picture. And then you basically do an analysis across the frame to see where, you know, where it's streaking and where it's not. A15.
It's a glot there in,
Especially.
This is our other son.
Not too bad.
I look just like him.
That might be your reason target.
He's the one that wears the shirt that says "My parents hate me."
What?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
And that's true.
So what's this one?
See local.
So this is M15.
Oh, nice. Plant, globular cluster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
He's a
good.
So let me
I
go
gotta
over
get the right
to.
title, but he builds things.
this
What
is
is-
Saturn,
That is Saturn?
yeah,
Yeah.
You found it.
the coordinates were.
Yeah, they were. They had 3 instead of -3.
They found
Oh.
us.
That's cool.
You said the rings are edge on.
He's got
So look at that bounce
he's a
around.
big dog.
Oh.
It is, yeah.
Right, I mean, it's really
Is
moving.
that
Just from the atmosphere?
Atmosphere
Yeah.
doing that?
So the best I can get on this camera
Wow.
So
is
do you like
I'm doing
Fort
22.7
Collins, or
frames
is
per
it
second.
So-
Well,
Which is
you're-
not
Bounce
going to be
around.
fast
Yeah.
enough.
Because it's low. If it's
It's a nice
higher, it'd be a
sound.
lot better, right?
Somewhat, but
Somewhat,
it's
okay.
still never going to be
Going
great.
for it.
Good
We
to
got-
see the kids on.
It's just too damn close.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I
Sure.
have
That's where my
everything
wife
There ain't
is.
nothing
to
beats that
That's the best I can get with that camera.
Missouri.
So I have better
They
cameras
shot
for
there,
this,
they
but
got a
not
daughter
ones that are
who
on
died.
that telescope.
So they had to go.
But that's the aspect that we have at Saturn right now
It's
is
too
ring
far to
on.
go.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it's almost completely.
That
that's why
rings,
it's me.
the rings edge on is that's pretty
So
unique.
Anyway, that's the best I can get at 22 frames per second. I need like 100 to get anything, so not too bad.
Hey, Marty, thank you.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I think, pull up the double cluster and the 91 mil 100.
Okay, $100.
Yes.
If you all heard this, right? Everybody heard
Yeah,
this.
I didn't
hear anything.
I don't know what it is I'm listening to, but okay.
They do not have NGC. Caldwell 14, High and Kai personal.
It is really
It's
warm.
actually cooled off a little bit. Is that a good
You
sign?
might have to get a cool pin.
That may not be a good sign.
Well, you had a lot of processing going on, so it might have been really running through a lot of
Yeah.
back and forth.
So back in the day, we had modems, you know, over the phone.
yeah.
It would get so hot, it would start dropping characters.
Yep.
So I go to the freezer, pull out frozen corn, put it on top, and then I turn it over and grab another one. Yeah.
Nice.
My old Apple,
We're
it was
frozen.
running at 300 baud. What is
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
First
we
started
were
to-
definitely frozen there.
Oh,